everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Autumn here to do my first the Bookopoly challenge TBR. So I found this in May or March when I was looking for challenge prompts for my TBR game, and I came across this, and it's a year-long challenge, and it's sort of like Romanceopoly, with like prompts and stuff, and you move around. So I did this. So I'll leave the link down below if you're interested. There's a few things that are different. So you do have a jail, which is review jail. So you go there, and then you add a review book. And then to get out of review jail, you either roll dice or you have a card that you could get out of. And then you have 3 times to try to roll doubles. If you fail, you just are adding books. So whatever you roll is the prompt you add, and so forth. And if you land on something you've already completed, you just roll again. And I'm going to roll, in the beginning of the month, I will roll the 2 6-sided dice, and it will tell me how many I roll for the month. And, yeah, and then you just pretty much just go through and follow the prompt, which there is the prompt guide, which I have right here. And throughout the month, if you don't complete the TBR for the month, you have 3 punishments. You could choose from 3 different punishments. The first one is to read your lowest rated TBR. On Goodreads, the lowest rated Goodreads. The second one is to create a poll of viewers' least favorite books and have them choose which one. And the third one is to add a book. Yeah, add a book the next month. So I will probably most likely go with add a book. But I'm debating if I'm going to do this bi-monthly. Just because I'm behind, so we shall see. But yeah, this is the cute little board and everything. So just like regular Monopoly, if you roll doubles, you add a book. Or I'm adding a book. I don't know if they actually say you have to add a book, but I'm adding a book. So yeah. So we shall see if Bookopoly is nice to me. And now on to the rolls. Let's see how many times I have to roll for Bookopoly challenge. And we have 4. So that's a double. I'm gonna roll it again and just add. And that is 5. So I have to roll 9 times for the month. Roll number 1. We got 3. 1, 2, 3. Alien Avenue. Roll number 2. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Psycho Place, which is to read a thriller. I'm pretty sure I have it here. A psychological thriller. So if anyone knows any, please let me know. Roll number 3. We got, what is that, 9? 7? No, 9. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is a random reader's card. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, and that is right here. And it's a paranormal book that has been on your shelf forever. Oh, I just realized I picked 2. So we're just gonna go with this one that I've seen. And honestly, I do not have very many paranormal books, if any, that's been on my shelf. So that will be interesting. Roll number 4. And we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, read any, it's a free space, so it's read any book of your choice. Roll number 5. And we got 3 again. So 1, 2, 3. Ghost Grave, which is to read a paranormal with a ghost. Featuring ghost, yes. Roll number 6. We have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Workplace, which is to read a workplace romance, or like that takes place in a workplace. Yeah, read a new adult or adult set around a workplace. Roll number 7. We have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hometown Row, which is to read a young adult book. Roll number 8. We have 8. 1, 2, oh, you can't see, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. City Streets, which is to read a book set in a city. Roll number 9. We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is read a ebook or listen to an audiobook. I was having so much fun rolling that I'm gonna roll a few more times, just because I'm behind. So roll number 10. We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fake Dating Drive. Roll number 11. We have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Read a retelling. Roll number 12. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Random reads card. And the random read is a book you've been meaning to read. Oh, that's easy enough. Roll number 13, which is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is to read a library book or a book that was gifted to you. Roll number 14, we have a double that I just messed up, but it was a double 6. So 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is Flirt's Corner, and we have not landed on that, so that is to read a contemporary. Roll number 15, we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is Scrumptious Crescent. Okay, and that is to read a paranormal book. Yeah, paranormal romance. Roll number 16, which is hopefully our final roll, and it's not, because I rolled a double. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is actually direct review. So we're going in here, and with this you have to read a review book, which is good because I do have a review book, so perfect. And then you have to roll doubles, and until you have 3 times to roll doubles, and if you don't roll a double, you're adding those books that you roll. I am in jail now, so I have to roll and see if I get any doubles, and I don't. So it's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is Smut Road, which is to read a book that has a steamy scene or 10. And we haven't landed on that one, so. In jail, roll number 2, and no double. But last one I just landed on was that, or should I start again from jail? Maybe I'll just start from jail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is Fake Dating Drive, which we do have. So let's see if I start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is Ghost. Grove, which we also have. So I think I'm gonna roll again. And it's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantasy World, which is to read a book set in the fantasy world. And in jail, roll number 3. And it's not a double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 is Shifter Street. And do we have that? No, we don't. Okay, so, and that is to read a paranormal book. So, jail number 3 is to read a Shifter Street. And now I am out of jail. I'm going to roll number 17, and hopefully our last, and it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flirt's Corner, which I think we already landed on. Maybe? Yes, we did. So I'm going to roll one more time, and not our last roll. And that is number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is Country Station, which I don't think we landed on. Yes, we haven't landed on that. So, Country Station, which is to read a book set in countryside. Roll number 18, which is hopefully our last roll. So, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A Fae Way, which is to read a fantasy book featuring Fae. So as you just saw, I rolled all of my rolls for the Book Opoly challenge. So for Alien Avenue, which is to read a sci-fi book, I am going to read Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is book 1 in the Illuminae files. I have this on audio. It's a mixed media. And yeah. For Psycho Place, I am going to read The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. I don't necessarily have that, but I know I'm getting that in my Bell Book box, which I may get in May. So, yes. For rule number 3, which is to, a random reads, which was to read a paranormal book that has been on your shelf forever. This is going to be a reread, and it's going to be book 2 in the what is this, Soul Saver series by Kristen Cook, which is Purpose, which is like the devil or the angel's purpose or demon's purpose. I don't know. But I have that one on audio, and I'm really enjoying re-listening to that series. Rule number 4 was a free space, and that means you get to read any book that you want. And I'm going to do The Price of Mason by Linda Cage. This is book 10 in this Forbidden Men series, and this is a companion novel to Price of a Kiss. Also, at the end, you do get quite a lot of novellas for spin-offs of the kids for the Forbidden. So, yes, I'm super excited to read this. Then, rule number 5 was Ghosts Gorves, which is to read a paranormal book featuring a ghost. And for that, I'm going to reread Ghost House or Glass Houses by Rachel Kane. This is book 1 in the Morganville Vampires. And yeah, it features a ghost, Michael. This follows Claire, who moves to Morganville Vampire 16, and she gets bullied, and then she meets the Glass House, the residents of Glass House, which is Shane, Eve, and Michael. And it's one of my favorite books. And then for rule number 6, we have Workplace. And for that, I'm going to read Sadler's Secret by Nicole Rodriguez. It's a workplace. So, yes. And then rule number 7, which is Hometown Row, which is to read a YA book, if I remember correctly. Yeah, read a YA book. And for that, I'm going to read Dear Hattie, Love, Elaine. I don't really know what this is about. I have it on audio, so I was like, why not? Then rule number 8 is City Streets, which is to read a book set in a city. And for that, I'm going to read Hot Commodity by Linda Cage. Some of it takes place in Las Vegas, which is a city. And this is a married in Vegas book. And that's all I really know. So, yeah. Whoop, dropped it. Sorry. Then rule number 9 is ebook or audiobook. And for that, I'm going to read Felony Ever After by a lot of authors. And this I have on ebook and audio. So it counts. I should also mention that I did roll way more than I was supposed to, but I was having fun. So I only rolled like the first 9 or the books I can have to read in April. And if I read any of the other ones, that's a plus. But the 9, if I read the 9, I won't get a punishment in May. Just wanted to say that. And then on rule number 10, which is Fake Dating Drive, is to read a fake dating romance or a marriage of convenience. So I'm going to do Like You Love Me by Adriana Locke. This is a marriage of convenience book, and I got it in my romance reveal for the month. This is also on Kindle Unlimited and has the free audio if you download it on Kindle Unlimited, which I'll do, so I will have the audio of this. Rule number 11 was read a retelling, and for that I'm going to read Monsters Among the Roses by Linda Cage. This is book 1 in the Fairy Tale Quartet book. This is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast but it's the opposite. So the beast is the woman and the beauty is the man. And I'm super excited to read this. Then for roll number 12, we got a reader's card, which was a book you've been meaning to read. And for that, I'm going to do Constellation Prize by Linda Cage. This is book 9 in the Forbidden Men series. I've had this forever, and I've been meaning to read this because I would love to finish the series. And let me just say, this came out in 2016, so I've had this forever, and I've been meaning to read. So, yes, really fits that card. And then rule number 13 was library or gifted, and I'm going with library, and I'm going to read In Night by Tessa Teven, and I got the audiobook from my library. So this is book 1 in the Explosive series, and this came out in 2013. I haven't had it since 2013, but it came out in 2013. So, yes, I don't really know what this is about other than I think it's a firefighter, but don't hold me on that. Then, roll 14. It's Flirt's Corner, which is to read a contemporary. And for that, I'm going to do Kiss It Better by Linda Cage. I don't really know what this book is about other than it deals with sexual assault and rape. So, yes, it's going to be a little heavier. But I'm excited. And it's short. And the more Linda Cage books I have on this, the better, because she is my author for the month of April. So, then roll number 15 is Scrumptious Crescent, which is to read a paranormal book. And for that, I'm going to do Vampire Girl by Carperverve. I am so sorry I butchered that. Kincaid, and this is book 1 in this series. It's signed. Oh, it looks like it's 2 authors. That's pretty cool. And I don't really know anything about this, but it was in my Romance Reveal book box for the month. So, yes. Then, for roll number 16, I landed on the spot of review jail. So you have to add a review book, and for that review book, I added The Insiders by Tijin, which comes out in May. I have a arc from Net Gala, so it actually works perfectly because I don't get many arcs, and that's like the only one I have. So it works perfectly, and I'm super excited to read that. And yeah, so I'll be reading The Insiders. And then when you're in the jail, you have 3 chances to roll. So you have to try to get a double. And if you don't, you add books. So I added 3 books because I didn't get a double. So the first roll, I landed on Smut Road, which is to read a book featuring a steamy scene or 10. And for that, I'm going to do How to Resist Prince Charming by Linda Cage. This is a forbidden romance. And I'm super excited. It sounds really good. It sounds like the daughter falls for her father's boss, but the father and the boss don't get along. So yeah, I'm super excited. And then for roll number 2 in that, I landed on Fantasy World, and for that, I'm going to do One True Love by Linda Cage. This is book 1 in the Love Mark fantasy romance. And it's also signed And there's a map. Yeah, I don't do fantasies without audiobooks, so this will be the first one that I read without the fantasy. This one I might change depending on if I could get into it. So just be aware. Rule number 3 for jail was Shifter Street, which is to read a paranormal book. And for that, I'm just going to do Wolf Girl by whoever that is by. That's a Kindle Limited book. So, yes. Then rule number 17 was Country Station, which is to read a book set in the countryside. And I'm going to do A Fallon Heart by Linda Cage. This is the prequel to The Trouble with Tomboys. Also signed. And yeah, it's set in on a farm in the country. So I count it as country. And then finally, rule number 18 is Fae Fairway, which is to read a fantasy book featuring Fae. And for that, I'm going to do Fighting Destiny by Amelia Hutchinson, sorry. And yeah, that is the one I picked. I have that one for free on my Kindle. And again, I don't really read fantasy books, so I don't know if I will change that. I might change it depending on just depending on if I like it or not. But yeah, those are all of the books I rolled for the Bookopoly challenge. It's a lot. As I said, I only have to read 9 of these for me to not get a punishment. And I may just make this like a bi-monthly thing where I roll quite a few times. But I might read all of these. A lot of these I plan on reading because a lot of them are Linda Cage. So, yes, we shall see. But I'm excited. And yeah, I'll see everyone later. Bye.